Hello everyone, how good of you to join. Welcome back to Anno, to another episode of our Survivor Let's Play, looking at a smaller skirmish that's taking place. The Admiral has the battle cruisers and he's building them quite often now, and that means that we need to be a bit more careful about our ship placement and where we are, because one of the battle cruisers can take down almost, I say almost, two ship of the lines, and it can still get away with that, right? So it can still sail away if it's getting damaged. Like this one here doesn't really do it. It has no chance of actually winning this fight anymore. And only now is he trying to do that, but that's of course way too late. A last volley and that's the end of another battle cruiser. And boom, it makes. Let's gather the fleet here. This one here needs some urgent repairing. So let's get it to our harbor area where we do have a repair crane. Wait a second, we don't have one here. There is the one. Perfect, that's it. Now, what do we have to do right now is, of course, I still want to wait for the World Fair here to finish. It's in construction right now, but of course it's taking a bit of time there still. Now, another thing that we want to do is, of course, the conquest. We want to continue with that. What I can see right now, the wind is in our favors, so our ships can be really fast. And I would like to use this momentum to get into this harbor area. There's not that much defense. Once again, it's a big baddie there. Other than that, I think we could, or we will, take Rosario. Oh, I have memories about the past. Now, Rosario, yeah, is the outermost or the westernmost island of the Admiral. Taking this one, then he is really only confined to the east part of the map, and that's going to be very hard for him to especially get to the New World, right? Because his whole channel is then blocked off. Now let's get into the harbor area there itself. It's a pretty big island. Taking this one with shares would be possible as well, even though it would of course cost us way more influence. Not something that I would like to do. The frigate is going down, no problem. It gives me back a bit of influence that I can use to build some more battle cruisers later then. And yep, there we are. Let's start the attack, and especially let's start the attack on the big baddie. This one needs to go down again first. We do have the canister shot, damage shot. Perhaps we can use this one on the big baddie, though I don't think so. And we're going to lose one ship of the line. That's still going to be fine though, so it's no problem really losing a few of them from time to time. We are not really caring about that much about the micromanagement when we have endless resources to just build those ships again. And on the other hand, we do need influence anyway, or we are restricted by the influence. But that's a beautiful sight there, is it not? Another ship of the line. So that's one ship of the line that we lost to this harbor siege. I think that's it though then, right? So there's nothing else then that we might lose here. I don't think so. One ship of the line, one frigate, and that's it. Those big baddies though are really strong, so it's very important to take them out ASAP. And once again, let's have a last quick look on the island of him and conquer it. And boom, it all belongs to us. Isn't that nice? What do we have in store? Some nice item perhaps. Something for ships. A TNT bomb. That is a self-destruction. And the cast mortar. Once again, a cast mortar. That is good. They are very powerful. And unfortunately, we are now negative on the influence, because this island here is costing us, of course, influence once again. Now, the Alonso, what I can see, is ramping up his fleet. So he is getting stronger, because he's got this second island and he's making good use of that, right? So he's already starting building there. No problem for us. By the grace of our decision, he is doing that. Lots of advanced weapons. That's good. Let's get this one to Grimmen. The rest can rest in this area for now. Oh, and there is something to be found. Some nice items. Reinforced concrete. A mortar. Another advanced weapons.
Ship under attack.
More advanced weapons. My goodness. Was destroyed. And we're losing a clipper. Where? Oh my. Pirates. Once again, I hate them. Right, we'll need to build more ships. We have another clipper that we can replace right away. How do they get past my defense here? They're just sailing past it.
New orders?
Right, we do have a patrol here. I don't need this patrol here necessarily anymore. We're losing way too often ships to this area, so I'm going to assign a patrol through this channel to that side here, right, in a triangular. Very important, because those pirates, they are coming in so many times and are just destroying a few of my clippers. We have lost one, but we can replace it right away. But yeah, this is absolutely not necessary. And that's just about the end of this one. But of course, we need to be careful there. I'm going to permanently station now a battle cruiser over here, because those pirates are sneaking by Drinkwater and the defense of Drinkwater, and we definitely do need to have something there. This shouldn't be a problem, because we have lots of cannons. I don't think they pass through this corridor.
Fleet commencing patrol.
So not a big deal. That's that. My ship is, or my fleet is waiting, repairing, and then I might to move, not against Alonso necessarily, but Miss Hunt. But Miss Hunt is going to be another nut, a very hard nut to crack. This one is way more defense than my fleet can handle right now, and it's really just not a big island at all, right? So we got a few of them. I would love to purchase shares. Unfortunately, that's not really possible. Now let's just have a quick look in Grimmen. Can we upgrade? And we can. There's quite a lot of engineers here, and I do need influence. Now, investors to engineers is always a nice one. Let's upgrade more investors. This block here we can upgrade. Fantastic. There we have something, and we have 12 influence. That's still not enough. We need more. We could upgrade this whole block there, going all the way up there. So why not just do it? Those ones, those ones. Fine, and now we're out of reinforced concrete. But that was a nice upgrading. Of course, everything as close as possible to the World Fair. And we do have some artisans here that I would also like to upgrade. We need to be careful there, right? So we don't want to get too negative. So I lost a few of them, but I have lots of workers. So we might just upgrade now some workers to artisans as well, especially on that side. And there we are positive again. Very nice. About those guys here, still no idea. Some of you suggested I should go with the palace over here. Not the best idea, I think, at least, because the range will not be sufficient, right? The range is terrible over here, and it will certainly not take any of my parts, right? I really want to take as many parts as possible for the palace, and that we can only achieve really in the center. Plus, if we build another bridge here, I think. We could, of course, have the palace here, but I would just get rid of too many investors, and that absolutely is not an option to me. Oh, newspaper guy. Newspaper guy, we have actually some positive thingies here going on right now. So I would just like to go with some minor money increase and a bit of consumption there. This should... Oh, well, balance is still pretty good, thanks to the upgrades. Let's have some flower beds here in front of it. Not too many trees right in the center. Only 2 trees there, that should be fine. And some flowers in between for this whole beautiful area there. Now what is missing? I think I have a feeling it's the steam motors, most likely. Yes, steam motors is out. Let's just check this one real quick. First of all, I have delivered the building materials with devil may care to Drinkwater. Now Drinkwater can continue with its trade route, and what we have here is now enough resources to build the next brass factories or smelteries. 250 they cost each. We can afford that. Let's just build a couple more of them. Of course, the major problem with them is they reduce the attractiveness of the island quite a lot. It's not the biggest of problems in Drinkwater though, but in Crown Falls, in Grimmen it would be. Very good. That's more brass coming in. We should actually have quite a lot of it. Yes, we are capped on zinc and copper. Upgrading is not an option. We have some depots there, so, but I just still might to build a couple more depots. This would look too messy. Yes, we could have more depots here though. Let's have 2 more. It's going to be a hard nut here though for the captain, but it's still possible.
We've run out.
And there's also the copper and the zinc already coming over. Perfect. Because we need more of that, because I'm pretty sure also that we are rather low on that. We're at 0. Reason for that is, of course, we're using a lot for the glasses, plus also for our steam motor assembly line, and we are having it boosted with electricity. Also, coal is rather low. but that's something for later. What we can do though is, or what I should do, we have 3 more minutes to decide. We have lots of soap. Let's just check it real quick. Goulash, we are full. We're using goulash already with the fish. The sausages to come in. We have the copper and the zinc coming in here too, which is a bit of a waste. I mean, it's not a waste really, but we need to have a trade route, right? Just from Grimmen to Drinkwater for the zinc and the copper, of course. Pigheads is fine. Grain is fine. That is all nice and dandy. I would still like to use something else though. Now logs is okay too. We do need, I should be able to build a couple more of them, the export offices that we have them. So just here at the outer side, 2 more of them. That's good. That gives me 2 more trade contracts that we can use. And I definitely want to use that. Now fish should be worth quite a bit. Right? So, nah, not for what I have in mind actually. Do we have something else that would be really valuable? I don't think so. Yeah, soap is basically what I could do, but let's just check this one. For the brass, I would do it. I don't think we can actually get the steam motors in, right? Nah. So steam motors is not something we can import. Not so tragic though. I just need a bit more brass. Now brass, we get actually... Whoa! This is actually amazing. Okay. We can get 72 brass out of 50 soap. Making it 200 soap, we can get 300 brass out of that. I love my soap because it's worth so much at the moment. Let's get rid of the goulash over here though. We don't need that much goulash anymore. I already use my sausages and we might use a bit of the fish there still also to get the goulash in. Right, even though fish is not worth that much, we have huge quantities of it, so that makes it up for it. And sausage and... oh, we already have the fish here. Then let's say bread. Now bread we have plenty of as well, and a good amount of it. We have lots of grain, so there is really no shortage, plus the pigs. This is really working out well now, so we can use those lower quality goods that have been upgraded all the way to the highest level now, and are worth quite a lot in the process. And we can now use all of that to import brass. And seeing the amount of brass that I can get, I might actually think about totally getting rid of my brass. I don't need the copper and the zinc anymore, only the brass. I could save a lot of workforce and balance just to get this one running then. This would be actually a pretty good idea, I think. Yep. Problem here still is that the soap needs an expansion then, because we're using more soap than ever. This should not be a big problem though. Soap is not doing that much. Let's just check it. We have the rendering works down here. We have a lot of space in this area that we can still use for the additional soap. Yeah, I will have to think about this closely. So I will have to calculate that through. Now there's the building resources that we wanted, especially also the advanced weapons. The Castilia can use the mortar, and the advanced weapons we're going to leave on Rosario for now. My fleet is half ready. Let's just check it. My next target. Yeah, it should be. I would like to weaken Miss Hunt there a bit, so let's move my fleet over there. Plus the other ship that is on its way now too. And since I got a few more investors, can we upgrade more? Not necessarily. Coffee is a bit short right now. A few more artisans on that side. Workers we have, after all, quite a lot. And on this side here, let's just see, a few more engineers perhaps. Oh, I've upgraded another export good. What was that? Cement is coming in now. And we should now get the brass out of it. Very good. So we have 280 brass. And with that, I think we should also have... Nah, we don't have another export office. I think we're coming to the end of the export offices of what I can achieve here. But this is now fully working again, and this should be good for my World Fair that can now work again safely. Now, since I do have a bit of influence, I would really like to get a bit of clipper going, but we are low on the timber for now. And look at that, the Admiral once again is trying to annoy me by attacking my trade routes. Now, of course, retaliation will be incoming instead of going against Miss Hunt's island, I'm going to continue against the Admiral's island. This one here is my next target. And I think it might be a pretty big blow to him. But of course, that is the whole idea. This one is waiting all alone there. Let's rather not do that. Oh, yep. And he's trying to get into here as well with his ships.
Is under attack.
Oh, and the pirate is now trying different mechanics. It's a Perforian monitor, so he's trying to burn my cannons. Not very successfully so. Whatever you're trying, Anne, this is not going to work. But I'm glad that she's experimenting. Now, since soap is so important for me, I would really like to continue with... Oh!
Is under siege.
Hitherheith is under siege, but that's not my island. It's in Miss Hunt's island. I think the Admiral is going in there a bit, but he's not going to have a real chance at it. Anyway, now we have the soap factory. Since soap is so important to us, also for the trading, of course, it's going to be very important to have more of soap production. For that, I could have my rendering works being piled up over here. Let's just check how many I could squeeze in there. Yep, that's going to be 6 more, and that means 3 more of the soap works that I can work with. So there we have 1, there we have 2, and there we have 3, and then perhaps another rendering works just here in the corner to finish this whole thing off. Very good. That's a whole lot more soap coming in, so let's upgrade that warehouse here. Let's upgrade it to the highest level anyway. And this one here we can also upgrade right away. Fine, fine, fine. More soap for the world, soap for the trading. We might replace the brass production completely by just importing and exporting. Now, do we have some coffee in again? No, not really. What's happening with my coffee? It can't be that that's always something else. Did we lose some ships to that? We only have 2 ships in it, or we ever only had 2 ships on it. Let's build another clipper. I can't build steamships at the moment because all the steam motors have been consumed by the World Fair, so that's not a possibility. But I really need to check about the coffee. There we have 41 tons only, and I think that should mean that
Tanker ready.
There's no trader going out. What's wrong here? Something is wrong.
What brings you here,
We don't have enough workforce. Okay, that's one thing. And the other one would be... Now, coffee beans we have enough. But I can build a few more, and I should. We have the workforce for that. Let's upgrade one of the warehouses here too. And then let's build... let's just build those 2. And upgrade a few more to get the workforce in again.
Production has stopped.
But since we have so many more investors, of course, we need more coffee. This should be fine because, of course, it's still growing a bit there. Let's just have more here. It's really, really a compact town here. It's all still being used with one marketplace. Let's change this. Let's have another marketplace. Of course, there's going to be some overlapping, but it's so cheap, these buildings, that it's fine. Let's have another block here in Aguada. Here, and of course what we still always need is a nice cutie like this, a chapel and a fire station, since fires are, whoa, not the big one please, since fires are so devastating nowadays. Oh, okay, I cannot go around here. It's still fine. This one, and we might be using the gaps that we create there with some palm trees. Who doesn't like some palm trees? And a well for the horses. Over there, that's fine. Everything is looking good here. Let's just have another block of houses there. And of course, we need to upgrade a few more. That's fine. Now we have the workforce again, and we've also boosted our coffee production there a bit. Now about the ships, we have Rogue here still idle, sitting around.
Ship constructed.
Where are my coffee traders? There's 2 of them. Look at that. There's only 39 tons of coffee being transported on this ship here, right? So there's definitely something wrong. There's 200 tons. Okay, so I can see what's going on. They're being stuck together again. I think what's going on here is that they're stuck when entering the map. And then we have something like this happening here. Really strange. I still don't know if that is really a bug or if I'm doing something horribly wrong here.
Ready for a challenge.
But it seems like they're getting stuck here when trying to enter my map.
Good and ready.
No idea how I could fix that by, well, only by checking it all the time, I guess. I can use the cargo ship though, that is still in Aguada for the coffee. Now how's it looking here? We should be having more soap production. The pig heads are going down and the soap is going up quite a lot so too. Let's just check our statistics with that. 33 surplus for the soap. Of course it's all needed for my next master plan. Now we have the copper and the zinc using timber and bricks. Yes. Now instead of that, let's get rid of it. Instead of that, I'm going to use now the solely or primarily the soap for importing the brass. That's 500 soap that we consume here. I'm not consuming soap for anything else as far as I can see. We could still use the soap for something else though, right? Because we have a lot of rare materials. I think the goulash is still fine as long as that's not going down, no problem here. But using the soap only for the brass now makes one thing possible entirely. And that is totally getting rid of all my brass production, my brass trade routes, and my copper and zinc mines, right? And I can save a lot of workforce with that. Let's get rid of all of them. That's 200 workers in addition. And I can do the same thing then with all my mines. And this is where, yeah, you might say that it's a bit overpowered with the Docklands. But on the other hand, I was, you know, preparing that for quite some time now. Because I've leveled up the soap to the highest level to make it really worth it. Instead of selling it, for example, to Eli, where I get a meager bit of money out of it. And I can now use this legendary trade value to use for brass, for example, to totally annihilate my brass production. And with that, save a lot of it. Now I just need to check one thing. The bicycles, they have the steel and the caoutchouc. So that's fine. I don't think, I just need to check it real quick. The zinc and the copper we don't need for anything else other than the brass. Brass we use for the glasses, for the steam motors. So there's not a huge consumption on it. And just like with the goulash, I don't need the brass anymore.
Ship constructed.
So let's get rid of those mines that we have everywhere. I might still like to import a bit more coal though as well. Yes, this is where we could use the additional surplus that we have there now. Here I've already gotten rid of that. So that, yep, that's basically it. We save workforce on that. That gives me the opportunity of upgrading more buildings once again. And on the other hand, there's still the problem with the coal though, because coal we never really have enough, right? We're using that for quite a lot of things. I'm importing a lot of iron already with the bread. Now iron is full though, what I can see. The pig heads. And we might be using... Yes, the fish. The fish, since it's epic now, is 1-to-1 with the coal. And that is really powerful. Let's say 1,000 fish for 1,000 coal. I'm also getting a bit of fish out here for the goulash. Instead of that, yeah, let's keep it like that. Because we are producing so much fish that it really doesn't matter. And we don't need so much of that. So let's just keep it like that. And if the fish goes too low here, then I will replace this one with something else. Probably a bit of soap still, right? Because soap we have plenty of. 500. You know what? Let's actually use soap here too on this one, but not 500. Let's rather say 200 for a bit of soap, for a bit of goulash, and let's make it 1,500 fish. So all the fish that we really have, we're trading now with for coal that we need always. This is looking good. When's the next trader coming in? In 2 minutes, and then we can use this whole thing. Now I'm still waiting a bit. The steam motors, we still need 45 more, and then we can finish this phase of the World Fair. So far so good. And of course, then is the whole conquering thing over here with the Admiral. But that's something for next episode. Stay tuned.